It destroys friendships, it ruins relationships, and it destroys you from the inside out. But chances are, if you're watching this video, you don't fully know that. You don't fully understand that. You hear everyone talk about people pleasing as this negative thing that's corrupting you, that's messing up everything within your life. But you can't see it firsthand. You don't see all the signs of it. You don't fully understand why is this such a bad thing? Why is this something that, you do? But what are the negative things that can happen? What are the negative things that can take place? Because you hear everyone says it's bad, but what's so bad? You just want to make people happy. You want to see the best for everyone. Isn't that good? Isn't that what you should do? Isn't that what, we're supposed to do as humans? And yeah, it's true. We should make other people happy. We should live a life of giving value to others and providing and focusing on what we can give rather than what we can just get for ourselves. But people pleasing goes to the opposite end of the line where it's so focused on doing what everyone else wants for your own life, for their own life, to where you completely neglect yourself. People pleasing, I'd actually argue, and I've heard other people, or other therapists and different mental experts talk about how people pleasing is actually a form of narcissism. And I would completely agree firsthand with knowing people pleasers within my own life and people pleasers that I've purposefully have to push away from my life and exclude and cut them off. Because the thing is, what people pleasers is that they will always prioritize what others think. So they have no true opinion. They're like a chameleon. When you're a people pleaser, you always conform to what everyone else says. You don't have a true opinion of anything. You don't have a true opinion of yourself. Whatever anyone takes, you'll accept that. So that means they conform to whatever their majority is. So they're not people that can ever back you up. They're not people that you feel like are truly within your corner. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, I'm going to give you all the tips on how to realize if you're a people pleaser and how to break free and permanently escape people pleasing and live a life more abundantly and live a life to where you can pursue success and becoming the person that you need, not just want, but need to become in life to truly walk in freedom. First, you need to identify if you're a people pleaser. Chances are, if you watch this video, you might realize that you're a little bit of a people pleaser. There's some traits, there's some character traits, there's some things in there that, you're probably like, well, I'm a little on the edge right here. And yeah, probably that's giving you a sign that you are a people pleaser. You can identify if you're a people pleaser if you are so focused on what everyone else says and you want to do what everyone else says. You can't ever say no. That's the thing. There are people that love to help, and it's great to love to help. It's great to give value and to make others feel welcome. But it's to the point to where, do you ever find yourself unsure of your own opinion? Do you ever find yourself giving so much that you have nothing left? Do you ever find yourself to where you can't ever say no? Everything you say is yes. Or you find yourself silencing your own thoughts, silencing your own ideas to listen to someone else, to only repeat and parrot what someone else says. If so, then yes, you are a people pleaser. You are a people pleaser. And if you do that consistently, I know there are all times and moments that all of us are guilty of people pleasing and, conforming to what everyone else says. There's a time in every single person's videos, every single person's life watching this video that we've made a mistake of, people pleasing. But it's when you consistently do this, and this is something you can say you do multiple times a day, or maybe at least once a day, or this is something that you can remember. You're like, oh yeah, these are things that I've constantly done. These are things that I might have grown up doing. These are things that are actually a part of my identity. So first, it's good you identified that you are a people pleaser. That's the first step. Second, you need to realize, why are you doing this? Many people pleasers, they live a life where they grew up in an environment, where there are lots of other people arguing. There are lots of other people to where it made them feel inferior, made their own thoughts feel like they weren't the best. Like they felt like they didn't have as much of their own voice. Or, they watch other people fight and they watch other people, ruin relationships or have a bunch of tension and friction within those relationships because of arguing, because of, disagreements. So lots of people pleasers, they figured that, if they can just agree, if they can always live to agree, to always sacrifice their own views, sacrifice their own mind, sacrifice their own thoughts, sacrifice every single thing that they do for themselves and do it for someone else, that, maybe they won't lose that relationship. Maybe they won't lose this friendship. This comes from a place of fear, a place of fear of losing friendships, of losing relationships. But what people pleasers do not realize, what you will not realize, is that in working and operating in fear of losing relationships, it quite causes them to lose relationships and friendships, because they always live on this point to where no one can truly know who they are. No one can truly have a clear-cut idea of this is who this person is. Like you can be talking, oh, this is my friend John. I don't know who John is, because every time John is having a conversation, he always agrees with me. Every time John has a conversation with us in a group, let's say there are 5 people in a group and I have a differing opinion, and, 3 other people have an opinion that's different from mine, but they agree with each other. 3 people agree with each other, and then I only agree with my own opinion. Then John is going to be like, oh, well, the majority's here, so let me just go with them. So then it becomes 4 against 1, because it seems like there's more unity if there's 4. It seems like there's a larger group that they might be right. And very well, they might be wrong. Or John might not even like those 3 people. He might not be as close to those 3 people. But purely because there's a larger number, because there's a larger group, he figures, oh, well, that can keep more unity. So it becomes 4 people rather than this one person, losing the loyalty that he had with that one friend, the one actual true close friend that he had, and it's cut off because of fear of losing all those other people. People pleasers are often focused on, the number of people rather than the true quality and depth of a relationship. That is what costs them so much. You do not want to live a life like this. When you live a life where you focus on the quantity of friends rather than the quality of friends, you try to become friends with everybody. You're trying to become friends with a lot of people, but you can never go anywhere deeper. You can't go anywhere you're stuck in this shallow zone. You're trying to go into this deeper part where there are all the treasures, where all the riches, the things that truly make you, allow you to have best friends, to be able to have a true relationship and connection with people. Yet people pleasers, you're stuck wading in the shallows, in the shallow water, where there are a few little things. You might find a little sand dollar or something. You might find a little clam, and that's it. But in the deeper waters, you find the treasure. You find the whales. You find all these deeper things about people. But people pleasers, they're just stuck where everyone is, and everyone is often in shallow waters. So they're often left with a bunch of shallow relationships and truly feeling excluded, feeling like they don't belong, because even those people that, even all the multitude of people that they're friends with, even they have some deeper friendships and other deeper relationships. So that's what causes people pleasers to often end up feeling alone. Like lots of people pleasers, you might find yourself feeling alone. You find yourself like you don't connect with others. You don't have any real friends, or even you have a built mind of resentment, but you stay quiet about it. You stay quiet. You allow things to slide, and you just let things. You watch friends go and leave, and then you often feel like you cannot open up, like you truly can't trust anyone. And this is a life that is very dangerous, because when you live a life where you can't trust anyone, where you feel like every single person is against you secretly, even if you really like them, but there's always this weird fear. You live a life to where you cannot truly love people. It creates this separation. You will always come so close, but there'll always be this small little rock, and you can't ever figure out why. There's always this small little pebble, and it causes this little bit of friction. Even the smallest pebbles can create separation and friction. So it's whenever you're trying to get close to people, it's like there's this small little pebble, there's a small little rock, and you just can't figure out like how to get closer, how to get deeper, how to truly for things to connect. And you do not want to live a life like that, because that will always cripple you. That will cripple your relationships, your friendships. And if you can't handle relationships and friendships, then that will go and translate into your businesses. That will translate into everything within your life that you do not want it to translate into. You don't want it to go and transfer into. This is why people pleasing is so dangerous. You do not want to live life like that. Now, let's talk about how to actually cut it off and cut it off from the roots, pluck it out. We're not just cutting it, but we are truly pulling it out and going into deeper issue. So, you have to go and look back. Look within your childhood. I want you to close your eyes. Think. Go back through your childhood. Are there, like I talked about before, are there any periods? Are there any times? Is there any bit of, an era or a space where you felt like so many people were conflicted to where it felt like if you didn't agree with people that you would be left out? That you felt like you might have been a burden, that, it felt like people were just leaving and it was causing this friction, and you felt like if you just agreed, if you just went along with what everyone else did, that maybe you'd fit in, maybe you felt like you would belong. Look back. It's so important that you look back and determine where this actually comes from, because when you look and find it, then you can actually pull the plant from the roots. But if you can't find a specific one, you might risk pulling something else, and then you know what, there's something else deeper. So truly look and investigate. You can open your eyes, and I would truly want you to remember, realize all the things you went through in your life and determine what is it exactly that's leading you to people please. Then you need to take it, you need to rip it from the roots. You have to go forgive yourself, forgive those people. You have to walk through a period of healing. You need to go and have healing, This is something that takes time. It's not something that's always, the fastest, that, is the easiest, but you will have to go through healing. I would just recommend, you pray, talk to Jesus about it, go and read the Bible about it, or listen to a podcast. There are many different people, there are experts that can go and lead you through exactly what you need to do. But what I would number one suggest, you get into a period of isolation and just really look back and spend time just removing it, letting it all go, just giving it all to God and releasing it all. Think back to it and just really just say, I release it all. I forgive all these people. I just let it all go. Next, when you remove something, you have to go and put something better in place. You have to go and realize that I have to go and become a better friend, become a better person. Instead of just pleasing others, I remove that from me. That is no longer me. That is the past me. Now you are focused on having your own opinions, being able to not be a person that clashes, because that is what caused the people pleasing in the first place. You don't want to be a person that clashes with others constantly and you're always having friction. But you want to be a person to where you can formulate your own opinions, formulate your own words, go and speak for yourself, enunciate your words, and feel confident in every single step that you go, every single place that you go in. You can feel confident. You can hold your own opinion. You can stay steadfast to those opinions and not fall under pressure and not collapse under all the calamity of other people and everything that they say and everything that they try and make you believe. So you have to make sure you identify some things that you are firm on, some firm beliefs. Like, for me, my relationship with Jesus, that is so important. That is a part of my identity. That is something that you cannot shake me on. Another thing that might be a part of your identity, you fully believe that you need to treat others the way that you would want to be treated. You don't compromise your morals for that. You don't sell out for money. You don't sell out just for popularity. You don't sell out for the popular opinion. That is something you also need to establish. You need to establish within yourself that you will not sell out for the popular opinion. It doesn't matter if every single other person is going this way. It's not like you're not hearing them out or you're not listening. You have to be able to hear out and listen to other people. But you have to realize that just because it makes you popular or makes you, more accepted by others doesn't mean it's necessarily the right thing to do. Think back. How many times in high school, how many times in even elementary school, that so many people, they went along with the same answer. They went along with the same person, the same exact thing. But then they ended up being wrong. Even though there are multiple people, including yourself, that truly felt like it was the wrong answer, it was the wrong thing, but you just went along because everyone else did. Don't live a life like that. You want to live a life where you can stay steadfast, firm, and you do not bend and just twist automatically to whatever comes your way. You don't want to be a pushover. Do not live a life being a pushover. So say, I'm firm, and also build a sense of loyalty. Once you build a sense of loyalty, you're able to stay firm with your friends and your relationships. Then those people are going to start feeling more comfortable around you. They're going to start feeling like they can trust you more, that, they can give you a deeper level of trust, and you are actually for them. You're with them. You won't just sell out to the bigger group. You won't just sell out to the more populist group. You won't sell out to whatever is going, but you will actually stick by them and be a true friend. And that will truly deepen that friendship, deepen that relationship, whether that might be with your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever friendship it may be as well. It deepens all of that. But you have to first identify that. You have to build a sense of stability and being steadfast within your own ideas and steadfast with others. Once that happens, you'll be able to deepen friendships and you will live life more abundantly and free. You're going to start feeling free within your friendships. You're going to start feeling like you can open up more. You can say things that are deeper. You don't always have to agree, but you can disagree and it will be perfectly fine. You can start to feel like it's a breath of fresh air, like things aren't constantly squishing in on you, they aren't pressing you. Don't live a life of people pleasing. Now, if you want to watch a video further on how to become exactly who you need to be to live a life more purposefully, abundantly, and successfully, watch this video right here. It will absolutely change your life, and it's helped so many others just like you. Click here to watch now.